always try to talk about, like on my YouTube channel and on my podcast, is just embracing the moment, So let's do that in a very non-dramatic way. It's about 80 degrees here in the Boston area. It's a very warm spring day, the first very warm spring day, and there's the wind blowing. My grandparents owned a house in the Caribbean for years. My grandmother actually still lives there. And the wind blowing in the warm air, especially when you're not used to it, reminds me of that. And there's a certain stillness there that I think it's evocative of my youth. But it's very grounding. And you don't necessarily have to have a visceral environment like this to be grounded, but it is interesting that whenever we pay attention to our environment and really sink into it, this agitation we might have, this sense of thinking too much, begins to kind of fade away a little bit. And if you want right now, you can just kind of relax your body. You can close your eyes if you want or leave them open. It does not matter whatsoever. But you can sink into your environment and know that at least for the next hour or so that we're together, there's no pressure to do anything. There's nothing on this call that you have to understand or anything intellectual that we're going to share that is more important than just recognizing that you're okay right now and there's nothing you really have to do right now. We can always come back to our present space, how we feel. Even if it doesn't feel physically good, even if our thinking is very agitated, we can still just be here right now in this space. And all the pressure is gone. There doesn't need to be the pressure unless we apply it. We choose to apply pressure all the time. It's what we like to do, generally speaking. But what happens when we don't do that? Perhaps we still feel crappy, but I'm telling you, at least for the next hour, don't worry about that. In anything I share with you, I'm really trying to share it more in a heart-to-heart manner than intellectually. Any manifesting theory we talk about, which can be very interesting, it's much more about how it relates to us in our heart than anything we intellectually understand it. Because a lot of times we hear these manifesting ideas and we have to hear it 100 times, intellectually process it 100 times before we even begin to feel it in our heart. But I'm telling you that you can feel something good in your heart right now just by accepting that there's nothing wrong with this moment and you're sinking into it and it's fine. And, perhaps you don't feel that right now at all. Perhaps you just still feel agitated and you feel like this is not helping, and that's okay. You slow down like this and things, they seem slightly different. And that's the place that we're coming from over the next hour or so. And that's really something that's always here, is this slightly different, not easy to explain groundedness of the present moment. So hopefully that made you feel a little bit less judgmental of yourself, a little less critical of yourself. And if it didn't, don't worry, doesn't matter. Most of the stuff I talk about, the gist of it is don't worry about it. You know, it's like the Bobby McFerrin song, you know, don't worry, be happy. That's the truth. We screw up and worry all the time, but when we don't worry, we're happy. That might sound simplistic, but it's not, in a way.